Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and this time it's not another tank review. No, I'm back to doing random destruction, and we're up to number 23, and I'm in my Centennial Chieftain T95. And this is one of the better games I had today, and it wasn't that good, it wasn't that good, to be honest. I think I only had one good game today, and that's coming up as the third replay. Some of it was down to teams. I'm not going to put all the blame on teams though. Some of the teams I had today were absolutely fantastic, but my game was just off today. I'm not sure what it is. I had a spot of bad luck here and there. I was making silly mistakes, and I don't even know why. And I knew the most frustrating part was that I knew I was doing it, but just couldn't seem to stop. And generally, if there was arty in play, yeah, they'd get me first, and that seemed to happen nearly all day. I have been playing my Chieftain a lot today, and I've been playing the Centennial as well, so whether RT just has a particular thing against them or whether they just like them because of the weak calls, it's probably the latter. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the stats of this for those of you who are newer to my channel, and I have had such an influx of subscribers over the last few days, and it's fantastic, and I'd just like to say thank you to you guys. And I'm going to come up with some sort of competition. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it at 100 subscribers or at 500 yet, but I'll come up with some sort of competition for you guys as well. So thanks to everybody that's been subscribing to me recently. It's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, anyway, like I say, I'll give you a quick rundown of the stats, even though we're probably all familiar with this now. 90mm gun, 202mm of penetration on its standard rounds, 238 on its premium, 240 standard 90mm damage, 7.23 base rounds a minute, and by that I mean without equipment, skills, etc. 2.2 second aiming time, 0.36 accuracy. The hull 85 on the front, 51 on the sides, and I think it is 25 on the rear. Yes, it is. And obviously turret 254 on the front, 89 and 51 sides and rear. And it does 46 kilometers an hour, and yeah, just base rundown of the stats. Like I say, for anybody who's not seen this tank before, or is new to the channel or new to the game. So we're on Arctic region, tier 8 match, as you've probably noticed by now, and it's a standard battle. And yeah, as you can see, I've got all the way around here from the base, come all the way along the north, and I'm pushing halfway down the western side, and we have encountered no resistance yet, none at all. And by this point I'm just thinking, well, where the hell is everybody? And then we find the enemy team all just bunched together down here, camping the base, and yeah, they've not really moved very far, excuse me. So, put a nice one into the side of the T-32's turret. Damages ammo rack, shame we didn't get a detonation, but we can't have everything. And you'll notice that just underneath my view range it came up with his ammo rack there. It's the Eagle Eye perk. I've got a different crew in my Centennial today. This is the crew from my British mediums, and that's a really good crew. I actually took them all the way through the AT tank line up to the Death Star, and because I wasn't too keen on the Death Star, I may give it another try. I stuck them in my British mediums, and they do very, very well in them. So I hit the hammer in the ammo rack as well, and again, just a shame I didn't quite get a detonation there. But it looks like he's fixed it, but his viewports were damaged. I'm going for the ammo rack on the Black Prince, but I don't manage to hit it. And on the Black Prince, it's just in between. There's some tracks and a hatch, like some spare track and a hatch on the side of the actual tracks, and I believe the ammo rack is just in between there, for those of you who don't know. Now, my standard ammunition was just having a spot of bother getting through the front of that Black Prince, so I do become a dirty scrub load and just load the premium ammo up, because there's a lot of enemy tanks down here, and I don't really want to be held up for too long fighting against this Black Prince. And I take a couple of bounces from him, and it kind of gives me a false sense of security, and I sit there and let him return fire, but then he actually starts penetrating. But you'll notice that where I am with the rock, I'd got the rock on the right hand side of my tank, and it was hiding that bloody great weak spot of a machine gun turret on top. And I took a bounce from something else there. I think it was the T-32. Now I've got the side of his hull. Something hit and penetrated then. Not sure what it was, but I've now damaged that T-32's engine. And I was hoping to get the... Oh, yeah, I've got the back. Can I set him on fire? No, not quite. No more engine damage. In fact, it looks like he's fixed his engine now. Got an enemy T-29 then. I've got the side of his turret. Is he... Yep, I still have. And just finish him off for 71 damage. Right, that Tiger 2, which I think was near their base, or in their base, he's been dealt with. And there's a... is that a box tank? Yes, it is down here, so I'm going for him, but he gets destroyed. And this is where I have a bit of a derpy moment, and I just couldn't quite figure out where that tank destroyer was for a second. And as I come back up, there's a bulldog up there. And this is where I make a mistake. And again, I get a little bit overconfident with the armour, I think. This is the kind of thing I've been making today, these sorts of mistakes, and he tracks me. And I'm pretty sure he's got the auto-loader with the rate of fire. And it's just lucky that he bounces off me, because he gets me down to just a small slither of health, damages my ammo rack, and like I say, I'm very lucky he didn't finish me off and he bounced. And then I managed to finish him off, but that was pure luck that I survived that encounter. But yeah, I've been making silly mistakes like that today. And like I say, my game's just been way off. So there's just a T-28 left. Tier 8 American tank destroyer, very tough from the front. But I think his gun's the other way. Oh no, it isn't. Yeah, big mistake. I was absolutely certain he was facing the other way, and yeah, he wasn't, so I died. And it looks like our guys are just crowding around him, and they're going to mob him, and there you go, he's dead. But yeah, that's the kind of derpy things I've been doing today. Like I say, I was absolutely convinced he was facing the opposite direction. But no, more for me. So, not bad, not brilliant. 2,372 XP, 3,326 damage done, and only 890 blocked. Although I did manage to rack up 3 kills, so it's not too savage. I don't think any of those actually gave me any extra XP. Only second on the table, and just over 1,400 base XP. So yeah, that's just how it's kind of gone today. Like I say, some of it's been my fault, as you can see. My game, like I say, has been completely off. Some of it has been awful, awful teams. Absolutely terrible. In fact, I had a match on Malinovka, I think it was, where half the team, we spawned in the south, and they just went and lined up behind the buildings, south of the big field, and didn't move. The other half of the team went for the hill, got to the F line, and then decided, no, we don't want to go for the hill, so we're going to just sit here and die. And it was just a really unfortunate match, I'm afraid. And some of them, yeah, I just can't believe the lemming trains that I've seen today as well. I just seem to have seen an extraordinary amount of them. But, like I say, that's not been every match. Some of the matches I had really efficient teams that work well together, and it was just one of those things where nearly everybody survives. You do middling amount of damage because everybody's doing so well. Anyway, back to this. I'm in the T-28 prototype. This is the other Tier 8 American tank destroyer, and this is the turreted one, although its turret doesn't go all the way round. As you can see on the little damage chart there, it goes almost all the way, but it does have a blind spot at the back. So, quick rundown of the stats. I've got the 120mm gun on it with 248mm of penetration, 400 damage, 5.94 rounds a minute. That's without any equipment. I think I've got a gun rammer, I've got binoculars and a camouflage net on this, and they're mainly the camouflage net and binoculars for the higher tier matches. 297, which is really good on its premium ammunition, 2.1 second aiming time, which isn't bad, and a 0.38 accuracy, which is, it's alright. Minus 11 degrees of gun depression, which is really good though. Very tough little, well, I say little, very tough tank destroyer, very incredibly slow. 18 kilometers an hour, which is why I'm actually playing this at double speed, because otherwise it just takes forever. 203mm of frontal armour on the hull, but only 51 on the side and rear. You really cannot afford to give anything your side and rear in this thing. and 203 on the front of the turret, 127 on the sides, and 102 on the rear. Although you try and tell me which is which, because it's almost completely round. Yeah, you see it is very, very slow. 510 horsepower engine, and it's a heavy machine. I think at 866 tons. So obviously its pound to weight ratio is awful. But I don't have the number for that, I'm afraid. Traverse speed is only 20 degrees as well, so if anything does get round behind you, I mean, you can turn your hull and your turret at the same time, but it's very, very difficult to survive if you get outflanked in this. However, when you are top tier like this, is a tier 8 match on highway, you can really kind of go to town in it, I suppose. As long as you don't go a bit too overboard and push further forwards than the rest of your teammates and get yourself surrounded. But the trick to it is to just try and keep moving. Because it's so slow, it is quite good at firing on the move. No, I missed that Borsig. Now he may still be there. I'll risk another shot. It's actually got quite a decent rate of fire for 120mm gun, and it does catch people out sometimes. But I cannot stand this tank. I hate it. I do. I hated it with the I think it was the 90mm gun before this. The 105mm. No, the 105 mils before this. Sorry, I think the 90 was stock, and it was awful. And I think I played one game with it and just thought, no, thank you. And free XP to the 105mm, which wasn't too bad. I don't think it cost me too much. And it wasn't too savage with the 105mm, but with the 120, it's a lot better. It is a good gun. As you can see, I took a big chunk off that Type 59 up there. But I still don't like it. I don't know what it is. I just don't care for this thing. Managed to finish off the Tiger 2. But I think I have put games up with this before, and because it is so slow, the game just takes ages. And I don't know, it's a little bit tedious, so that's why I've sped this one up. I mean, if you guys would rather I did it at normal speed, let me know in the comments. If I try anything new, you know, let me know what you think of it. That's how the channel improves. Managed to slap the Mutant 6 upside the head. Now, they're very, very tough from the front, but if you notice, he's only got a tiny little bit of health left. So, a bit of splash from High X should finish him off. Just got to get him to pop up again. I don't want to give him too much of my flank. And there you go. The splash was enough just to kill him. And that's the match. And like I say, not too savage for a tank that I cannot stand. 5,532 for a daily double, and 6 destroyed, 4,500 damage done, 320 blocks, but I didn't get shot at that much. Came out of that with a high caliber. Some of the XP though was from ops, 750 and 5,000 of the silver there. But yeah, top gun and a high caliber, not too shabby for a tank that I can't stand. But I don't know if any of you guys ever find that. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys ever find that sometimes some of the tanks that you cannot stand and you hate them, but you do well in them. And then there's other tanks that you absolutely love and you just can't use them for love nor money. But yeah, you'll have to let me know if there's any of like that in the comments. If you've got any tanks that you cannot stand yet you seem to do well in them, let me know which ones they are. Mine is the T28 prototype. Anyway, got the last one coming up for you now, and it's in my Snakebite. So here we are, the Cromwell Snakebite, a light tank in name only. Well, it's got the speed and manoeuvrability of a light tank, it's got more or less the armour of a light tank, but it doesn't keep the camouflage bonus when moving or firing, unfortunately. It's got the one of the 75mm guns that the normal Cromwell has, so it's got 91 pen on its standard rounds, 110 damage. 144 on its premium, with a rate of fire of 20 per minute, an aim time of 1.9 seconds, which is pretty damn good, but an accuracy of 0.41, which is not particularly good. Minus 10 gun depression, which is good, and a plus 25 gun elevation, which is, again, really good. It's a very, very fast tank, 80 kilometers an hour, with a 650 horsepower engine, and it only weighs 21 tons, so it can really shift. It's got 42mm of frontal and side armour on the hull, 32 on the rear, and 51 all around the turret. 370 meter view range. Turret traverse and hull traverse though at 52 degrees a second, which is absolutely phenomenal. However, I have found with this tank that you do have to fire a lot of premium ammo to really be effective and competitive. And here we are. I mean, this is a tier 7 match, standard battle again, on South Coast. And the 91mm of pen, I mean, I'm not going to get through the front of the Tiger with that. I'm going to struggle. Well, I say struggle. The 144 should just do it at this range, and I think one of them did go in. The rest were missing. And I get a bit fed up of sitting there and bobbing backwards and forwards. I've got what I think is a KV2 shooting at me from over to the west, and a couple of Tigers up there, so I make a bold move and basically bug out. I actually get a bounce off the back of the turret, which is unheard of in this, and then a bit of luck and RNG's on my side allow me to get away pretty much unscathed from that, apart from the hit I took when I was bobbing in and out. But I mean, with the 91mm, that is average penetration at 100 meters, and from my experience I've found that even close up circling a Tiger, that's 50-50 whether it goes through the side of a Tiger, and that's 80mm. And that's from my own experience. It has been very much 50-50 shots, so I've now split my ammo loadout to 50-50 at premium and standard. And when you're close up on some targets, the standard is enough. You've just got to have good trigger discipline to only fire when you actually know you're going to penetrate when you're circling them. Now, as you can see, I was going to cut down onto the beach to try and scout it out, but there's a Tiger there. So what I've actually done is I've cut off one way to try and loop round on the Tiger, hoping that the Cromwell, not the Cromwell, sorry, the Churchill, excuse me, I think I must have a sore throat coming on, hoping that the Churchill could actually just angle himself and hold him off for a short while until I get there, but unfortunately the Tiger manages to kill him. And luckily for me, again, I came up against 2 tank destroyers on the beach there, and I was so lucky that neither one of them hit me. Like I say, RNG's was looking over my shoulder for this match. So I managed to hit the Tiger, and I'm going to go into a circle, and I'm going to start embarrassing a big, slow, stupid heavy. And the manoeuvrability of this is fantastic. The acceleration is stunning. The traverse is fantastic. Luckily he missed me there. His gun is managing to catch up. He's trying to turn his hull and his turret at the same time. But I'm going to give it a little wiggle back and forth, and as he follows me I'm going to cut back again. And I've damaged his ammo rack at least once, which is why he's not fired at me again. And he just misses again, which is lucky, and I managed to finish him off. Not bad. Full health Tiger down to nothing. I'll take that one. And now I've got an SU-152, and again I am very lucky that he misses. If he's got that 152 dirt howitzer, then he could absolutely wreck me and ruin my day. Ooh, and he just missed again. Either that or he was aiming for that tank behind me, and well, RNG's only knows where that shot was going. And you've got to be careful down here with these walls, will slow you down, and there's all sorts of lumps and bumps. I managed to get round behind him, and I try to track him, but my aim was a bit off, and then I take a hit in the flank, and he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to reverse up to the building so I can't get around behind him, but I've got alongside him, and I'm using him as cover from his teammates, and I managed to just finish him off. And then I need to get out of here because I'm going to start taking some hits. They had eyes on me when I was down there, and there you go, that one just missed, and another one hit the ground just behind me. The thing I do like about the Snakebite is when it's moving and bobbing and weaving, it is quite a difficult target to hit, or it can be. Oh, although I do take one there. I think I'm pushing my luck. Now I noticed that one of those came from behind, which is why I spun round to see that 3601, but yeah, I can take a hint. I don't need to be in that courtyard anymore. Now, 3601H, a lot of people call it the baby Tiger, and I can see why. It's got the same frontal armour as the Tiger, so standard ammunition at this range is not going to get through. It's got 100mm of frontal armour, so I need to get closer. So I try bobbing and weaving. I can see I've got some support coming in from a tank destroyer, and I don't know if that's a medium or a heavy. So I basically make a rush, bobbing and weaving. He knocks my tracks off, so I have to burn my repair kit, otherwise he's going to start planting them into me. And I think he does actually clip me there. Get round behind him, wait for him to bring his gun to bear, and then I was going to try and back off, but the teammates finished him off for me, which I was quite thankful of, because that may have been a bit of a tricky situation that I got myself into there. Been a bit too eager and a bit too aggressive. Right, so now the cap needs resetting. You know those games where you just don't feel like you've stopped and had a minute to think or breathe properly since the match started? Yeah. So, I'm the fastest, so I'm going to go and try and reset the cap. Now, I've no idea what's in there. I think there's a Tiger left. I think there's a T-34, the Russian one. I think, I could be wrong. Oh, it's the Tiger that's in base, but he's low health. Oh, first one, I don't know where that went, if it bounced, and he manages to get a good hit on me. I am now a one-hit kill for him, so I'm being a bit risky, dodging backwards and forwards, making him move his turret direction, and thankfully he misses. Put one more into the back of him. I'm probably going to beat his reload. Yep, there we go. Managed to finish him off. Again, I am thankful for RNGesus being on my side this match. There we go, it's a hammer, so I was half right. I thought it was two Tigers. So, I'm just going to wait here a minute. And I think I was even thinking this when I did it. I'm just going to wait here, have a breath, think of a plan. Are they going to come for our base? Or are they going to wait for us to go to their base? I'm a one-hit kill for the hammer. And if it is a T-34 that's left, the Russian medium, that's got a very good rate of fire. I think it's around 26 rounds a minute if he's got the 57mm. 2 hits from him and I'm done. I think it's 112mm of penetration. So he'd have no problem. Now, somebody's taking care of the hammer. So that's one down, so now it's just the medium that's left, and there he is. I was actually thinking, I wonder if he's AFK, but then I thought no, because when our guy was capping, he would have seen him, so I'm not entirely sure where he was hiding, but he gets finished off before I can get there. There you go, 3,108 XP, and that's undoubled, 6,216, 2,858 damage done with a gun that does 110 average. I picked up a high caliber, which I was absolutely stunned about in the Snakebite, and I got my first mastery badge in the Snakebite. I've not been in it very often, but I do enjoy it, although you do have to fire a lot of premium ammo. And I also got the Defender for defending the base against that Tiger. My ammo costs, though, were through the roof as I nearly ran out. 79,000 silver for ammunition, which is quite expensive. But anyway, it was a good, fun match, and I think that was the best match I had today. So hopefully I'll have some better ones tomorrow and be able to bring you some more footage of things like the Chieftain and my Conqueror grind to the 215B. Hopefully, anyway, fingers crossed. So, as always, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen tonight. I hope it's kept you entertained. I hope you may have learned something from my mistakes of what not to do. And as always, take care out there, and I will catch you next time. See you later.